Here we are at 1975 and 76. 1975 and 1976. And I don't know how much more there's going to be to add in this substance. Okay? I took becoming a top athlete in 8th grade, and I began bicycling an hour a day, which was 17 miles. Boy, was I in great shape. I did that for years. I continued to learn about nutrition and reading, very high-level substance. Initially, I began early. From junior high, you now become high school, and it's a whole different context. It's much bigger, and there was a variety of personalities, and I gotta say, I've never been bullied, thank God. Never. And but that's what they deal with, I mean, Deerfield High School, I excelled tremendously, very quickly. Straight A's in the technical field, and not so good in other aspects. Now, I don't know why that happened, but definitely, people started telling me how intelligent I am. And my parents were continuing on with the final stages of building on curiosity, but you're starting to grow up. So I'm beginning now to become more independent. Now, how much independent at 15 and 16? Just a couple of years away, okay? I'm still roaming through the backyards, going through the coals, and visiting the coals, but not nearly. It's a different area of life I'm beginning to enter into. And yes, I excelled very well in electronics. My father, an accountant, very successful clients, certified public accountant. What a wonderful background in that respect, but that's just the beginning. That foundation my parents shared with me. My mom, I don't use the social sciences, I don't like to. I know them very well. Like I mentioned in the introduction, she did have a bachelor's in psychology. She knew what she was doing, okay? So you grow up, and now I'm starting to, now Walter Jacobson is having a lot of impact on me. Look up Walter Jacobson, there's a lot of substance behind that. That's going to become in reference to present day, where I am over the last 8 years here. Now that I'm going to go much further into depth about, okay? Because I'm just disclosing who I am and what my background is. I'm just a year or two away from beginning to drive, so I'm going to learn about Highland Park, Lake Forest, surrounding areas. I'm able to ride my bike into Highland Park, and I did a ton in Lake Forest and Bannockburn, 17 hours. That's only an hour in a day. I was in great shape. I'm very, very fortunate, but that's not where the real gifts, were achieved later. That happens later, about 10 years from now. Starting about 10 years, about a decade later. So I'm beginning to grow up, and it's 1975 and 1976. And Wayne Cole, I've mentioned quite a few times, still had influence on me. Okay? Very intelligent, very high level substance. Yeah, I was still cutting through their yards. How many times? Oh, if you look at average of, I don't know, thousands upon thousands of times, but I'm about to start driving now in the next year or two. So, here we are as a freshman, who, of course, freshmen are always the ones that, and then a sophomore. it was a fantastic experience. Now, let me emphasize here, I'm someone who builds on curiosity, growth, and maturity, okay? And there's beliefs, and, you know, I understand, very fortunate. I do want to emphasize on that. See, I've learned it all. I didn't know any of it. And you can be told that. Definitely a very valuable asset. Maybe that's why I've been on the high side of intelligence in that respect, because I have the desire to build on curiosity, growth, and maturity. And it's true, it does go on indefinitely forever. So when I relate something, I've learned about it, I didn't know about it before. And the only way it's validated, okay, that comes later, but it started all the way back to Curious George, okay? I am skipping around here a little bit, and I was going to say I was going to do the best I can not to do that, but I'm keeping it relative to the substance, I would say, in that respect. So I'm going to conclude here that, you know, your friends change. You're taking on, you know, aspects that are going to lead you into, you know, making a transition to adulthood. That's quite a interesting aspect of life, isn't it? But I'm still 15 or 16 years old, and we're starting to be able to begin a development which is well in advance from the earliest years, where we don't know anything yet. So great, good. I'm going to go further into depth. In 1977, I had a very quick awakening to very grown-up issues at a very early age. I'd say 17 is pretty early. And I'm going to relate about just in 1977, and I think I'm going to do that multiple years, 1977 and 1978, because I'm going to be 18 then. Okay, and then I think I'm going to take the next 4 or 5 years and archive those. And good. You're getting to know me a whole lot better now. Now, what I understand is Deerfield is middle class. It's about as average as you can get. And the only thing I experienced out there was the highest level of honesty, integrity, and the healthiest contact. Anything else would be unheard of. So, thank you very much for taking the time to learn more about me. I'm looking very forward to sharing with you what I learned about a decade later. I can't wait. I want to give that away to you. Very fortunate in that respect. So, by now, I began doing professional services that were already career related, and my father said, "How much do you charge them?" I'm like, "Huh?" I'm 15 years old. Wow. Charge them? I mean, sure, I didn't know about that yet. But I had great parents. Very, very fortunate. Nothing is perfect, but it's about as good as it can get. And I made a 1977 to 1978 is where some real progress occurred here. I'm going to share that with you. And it happened at an early age. It was quite a surprise to me. I wasn't ready for it at age 17. So, thank you very much. Really appreciate it.